What do you think the future of gaming is? Do you think it's gaming PCs? Do you think it's VR? Do you think we're going to be full plugged into the matrix with Elon's brain transplant? What do you think?
I think local hardware still has a good run for people that want massively low latency, security control, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of mainstream gaming will be purely cloud hosted as speed continues to increase with internet bandwidth. Um, I think as far as the traditional headset, that really hasn't changed since like Lawnmower Man days, like even with Apple's vision, and those kind of things, it's still cumbersome and it gets people sick sometimes still, a lot of people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Zuckerberg invested a lot in Meta into that sort of reality and it hasn't paid off too well. And the reason is the technology is so antiquated. So the next evolution is probably going to be Elon Musk's Neuralink or something to that effect with some sort of neural interface.
Right.
Maybe contact lenses or something is a little easier way to view things with augmented reality. But augmented reality sounds nice, but I mean, it's just kind of annoying. It's cool for like 5 minutes and then you're like, "Oh, this is dumb," right? So people want that sensory experience. We helped build a project before called The Void. And I don't even remember those, but they did a collab with Disney and that, and you could be like Darth Vader or whatever you wanted to do.
Hmm.
And that's where they immersed the physical world with a VR headset. We built this backpack with a bunch of NVIDIA GPUs and all that and battery packs. And people could actually go on a quest together. What was cool is like you would go kill the Doom monster or something like that. And you would have the headset on, but they would have like steam and heat injectors and stuff. And you could
Ooh,
touch pads.
nice.
But then COVID happened and kind of like wrecked them. And so then the founder, James Jensen, started a company called Jump. And if you follow Jump social media, if you guys get to Utah, you should see his Jump. That's where you could be like a skydiver, jump off cliff diver. And it feels like you're there. And that's so I think the augmentation of physical reality with that, until they can augment into your mind where you can actually feel sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste, all 5 senses being engaged neurally,
Right.
that's going to be the big innovation. And we're not that far off from there.
I know.
I think
Crazy.
in a decade or so, we'll have it.
Yeah. Have you read or listened to Ready Player 2 yet?
Not yet. I should probably.
You've literally got to. I mean, Ready Player 1 was one of my favorite like books. Just it's one of those books where you see technology and go, "Oh my gosh, we're here," pretty much. But Ready Player 2 is like the continuation of Ready Player 1, obviously. And they've went past VR and are on Neuralink now. Basically, it is, for the most part, Neuralink. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but let's just say you can even live other people's lives and pay for that fee of getting someone else's exact experience, every sight,
You
taste,
should read this book
smell.
called Neuromancer. It's an old book, I think,
heard of
in
that
the
book.
80s or 90s.
Yeah.
But it's going to become a reality because people want it. It'll probably be Elon who actually makes it, right?
Oh, for sure. Did you hear that the CEO of ChatGPT actually just got a big company in Dubai, or a multitude of companies, to invest into a Neuralink style product as well recently?
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think, there'll be a lot of innovation.
there's going to be innovation. And, I want to talk about AI a little bit later. We'll jump back into that conversation for sure, but
let me take a short second to give a huge shout out to Herman Miller, the official chair sponsor for this podcast. I've been using Herman Miller chairs for years, not only in my office at home, but here in our studio in these massive gaming setups. And now in the Overkill After Hours podcast room. We love these Phantom chairs. They're comfortable, breathable for long sits, and fully adjustable. And we did a few slight modifications to this embodied chair. It's alligator. Don't tell them we did this to their chair. If you want to be a part of the Overkill After Hours podcast, or be a sponsor, or even work in a marketing project with Overkill Gaming, hit us up below. Let's get back to the podcast.
And I know you're interested in AI as well. VR, have you tried the Meta Quest 3?
No, I haven't met a Quest 2, but I was thinking about grabbing one.
You should.
Maybe. Did you like it?
Yes. I had the Meta Quest 2. When the HTC Vive first came out, I was like the first one to get the Vive, the one with the cords suspended, light boxes in every corner. I even built a green screen room at the particular time and was one of the first ones to record with mirrorless in a green screen room and kind of push the player into a virtual reality space for streaming, right? I was playing with that very, very early on. I realized how compelling VR was. That's what really lit up my passion for the future of VR. But I wasn't compelled by the current tech as much because there's a lot more screen door effect. Looking into the optics, you could see a lot more pixels, and the refresh rate wasn't quite there. I think we were on the 1000 series, so like probably a 1080 Ti or something in the system, and so you still get kind of sick with the refresh rates and things. But as time went on, now MetaQuest 2, which I have had, it's like Reverb or whatever, I'm pretty sure is what it was called, and then I've had the MetaQuest 2, and now the new MetaQuest, and for the price, it's insane what they're packing into these things and how beautiful the optics have gotten. And without even being connected to a gaming PC, the graphics are great. You can still tether to a PC and do all those things. But for the price, it is 100% worth getting. And I've never been so immersed in VR with this product. It's obvious that they've invested the type of money they have at Meta. It's very obvious when you play it. And knowing what else they're messing with VR, I'm very excited about VR future right now. It's something
a big
that's
change from the two, though, like massive evolution.
I think it's pretty big personally. I think it's pretty big, and having the cameras on the front of it and being able to see your space around you and augment reality in that as well, and scanning in a room by looking around. Having these games where you're literally in a gun battle with somebody peeking around a corner in your room is freaking cool. You will love it. I'm telling you, you got to go pick one up as soon as you get the chance.
I'll go grab one today.
Yes. And we're going to be doing some things in VR too at Overkill. We're going to be doing some projects with different games coming up throughout, the second quarter of 2024. There's a lot of compelling games coming out, so definitely pick one up.
I hope you liked this conversation as much as I did. If you want to watch the full podcast, click here. And if you want to watch more clips from this podcast, click here.